on the internet, and they confuse so many messages with popularity. You know, quantity is not quality. All this foolish flattery, it's all ridiculous. And oh, I'm popular. No. And they leave their husbands and children thinking they're going to have a more exciting life because they have all this flattery on the internet for people who don't know them. And as time goes on, they find out that they left quality for quantity, and the thing fades real fast. And then she finds out the truth. She screwed her life. It's happening a lot, all because of the internet, which fools us into thinking we'll have a much better life if we leave our husband and our home. And then after that, the finances. Oh yeah, these new men aren't going to support you. These new men fade fast. She finds out, man, they were superficial. They didn't really care for me, you know, or they have an alcohol problem, or you know, she finds out she was wrong. Most people nowadays are programmed like AI for their personal agenda. And they'll come in with flattery, foolish flattery, but their personal agenda comes next. Everybody wants what they want. And if they don't respect your private property or your privacy or the way you do things, who are you? Why should I adapt to you? Well, it's because you're in my home, or you're in my life, or whatever. And all of a sudden, there's a big clash. It's personal agenda, and they don't care how you do things. It's very important to build a fence. This is the last video for we need a fence against people. And I hope you got the point. Boundaries are the most important. I still suffer thinking about all the times I was imposed on and I didn't know any better. I didn't have the strength to say, get the hell out of here. Don't come back. Don't ever come without calling first. Don't bring your friends. I didn't have the strength or the knowledge or the wisdom to do that, to see how important it is to build a fence around yourself. God made you with a personal project, a purpose. And you can't do that being constantly interrupted by people who are trying to pull you down. It's basically Satan. He rules the earth. He doesn't want God to succeed through you. And he's going to try to pull you down. And he does it through people. How else? He also does it through your sin, which is basically maladaptive coping devices to deal with the chaos in modern society. He's also doing it through food. Our food is corrupted. We don't know how to eat. Fruits, greens, nuts, and seeds, stick to that. He's doing it. Get rid of these obstructions and do your purpose on earth. You tell them you're a seeker of truth. And they think, why should I seek truth when I can think of superficial things? When I can have my head in the sand? They're not seeking truth. They just want what you have. Wake up. Be a truth seeker. But you're going to have to build a fence around yourself. And this is the last video in that series. We need a fence against the dense. Oh, you cold. Oh, you're not warm like all their friends, smiling and hugging and just superficiality. You're cold. You want to be alone. You're not cold. They're cold. They're selfish. You're warm and compassionate. You've gone the extra mile for these people. You even took them in. You may have lent them money. You saved them from disaster. They don't care. They just worm their way into your house that way. And now they want to take all you've got. No. Build a fence against the dense. The world is dense. Solitude is an achievement. It will take you on to greater glory where you can attract people who are good friends, who are godly, and who will support you. They are fake beyond measure. They never want to see you succeed in life. They're only going to talk about the book they're writing or how famous they're going to be, or they don't want to see you succeed. They might act like they're helping you up, but you can't go beyond them. No, don't listen to that. See the superficiality. See how they're always saying they're going to be a great designer or musician, but their house is a clutter. Their house looks like Tobacco Road. Or how they're going to be so great, a great thinker or poet, but their body's a mess. They don't know how to eat. They're addicted to snacks. See the theory. It's true. All disease is obstruction. All recovery is elimination. All success is attraction once having eliminated. They haven't eliminated anything. They're filled with clutter, and they don't care who knows it. You, however, have cleared out the obstructions, the very simple obstructions of people, sin or habit, and bad food, and now you're going to snap to your goals waiting in the wings. They will not. They're all talk. Subtly push their agenda. Oh, it's so subtle. Starts out with foolish flattery, and then it goes on. And then once they get a leg up, they'll take over now. It's very subtle. But they want to dethrone you, and they want to take over. And once women are the worst this way, by the way. Once they get in, I think it's a history of powerlessness, but once they get in, they will take over. You got to make sure you maintain your power. Make sure, because it's awful. You'll never get rid of them then. People are sticky like glue. And they feel they're going to succeed by bumping out other people. Not through their own talents, but by destroying, killing, robbing, moving in on you, worming their way into your life, and taking what you have. That is their definition of success. No. Success is through your own talents by putting a fence around you from these people and shooting up. Let go of old friends who are thinking crazy things and are hypnotized by main media news and by the cultural dogmas. You know, cultures keep changing, but in that era, people take it as truth because everybody else thinks it. It makes them think, well, this is reality. This is truth, just because everybody thinks it. But history is cyclical. It goes in cycles. That whole way of thinking, that whole ontology will change into something else. It'll be a revolution, a paradigm shift, and a new way of thinking. Be above it all. Great thinkers are all alike through history. They're above the herd. The herd is like this. A bunch of lemmings falling off the cliff, all thinking alike. Thinking, well, this is reality. No. The great thinkers are above all that, and that's why they were killed, burned at the stake, just rejected, abandoned, dethroned, disgranted, losing their grant, losing their position, losing their tenure. Only those who follow along are accepted by the herd. You just have to transcend all that and be the revolution. Create the amazing new dent you were made to create. I was up at 1 a.m. this morning, and I think, I have the whole night to myself. The herd is asleep. Everybody in the house is asleep. The neighbors are asleep. The animals are asleep. I have the whole night to myself. I just love it. 1:30 a.m. I was up. I was having my smoothie. I love Ramadan fasting where you eat during dark and during the day you eat the sun. You don't eat. You just create. And it's great. I have it all done by dawn and then do my errands, my video, and I'm off for the day to think, to get insights. Leisure is very profitable. In leisure, the insights come up. Genius can see that. The profitability of leisure. Would-be genius has a anti-leisure focus. They can't see it. They cannot see the value of leisure. They're workaholics. Forcing the fit. That isn't how you do it. You work, you have leisure, you have insights, you get back to work. Not for women who say, I want a hug, and then they knife you in the back. Then they leak your business to the street. They gossip about you. They gang up with you. They fight you. They become slobs, and they won't do anything to according to your wishes. You want things a certain way. You want things to look like a hotel, with very neat and orderly. They'll go the other way just to bug you. Forget this I want a hug business. It's all compensatory, compensating for the opposite. Be restrained. You know, you don't have to be so showy, demonstrative. I'm Northern Scotch, Highlander. We're not demonstrative because we know the fakery behind it all. We're not into fakery. Forget this hugging crap. It's embarrassing. When they say they're going to come and hug me, I think, oh, I have to get through it somehow. I don't want to get through it. Just be a good person, not this fake demonstration. I sense weakness and insincerity in somebody. I don't want them hugging me. Come on. I just deplore it. It's like the devil. It's a double message, a mixed signal. It's a knife in the back while they're hugging you. That's modern America. I don't know whether it came from the Housewives show where they're always screaming and hugging, and the next episode they're stabbing each other in the back. It's constant vacillating grounds. It may have come from that. I think it comes from New Age liberalism starting in the 60s where they said, no war, just peace and love. And it became fake love and free sex, immorality. I think it might have started there. But the female community is the biggest obstruction to female genius because of these mixed signals. And if you don't want to do all that, you're cold. You're distant. You're bad. It's hard being female. You can't trust women and you can't trust men. I guess you can only trust God, which is the highest anyway, so it's a good thing. You can sense they're just waiting for my time. They're just waiting for you to crumble so they can take over. You can sense it. You can sense the insincerity. How many people do you think you know, if they were supposedly helping you and supporting you on your way up, and then you suddenly got weak, do you think they would just not take over? That they would just continue to support you? Or would they become king and queen? Would they take over? Look at the history of royalty throughout history. You see this. People bumping each other off the throne. It's hard coming up on the way up. It's hard finding sincere support who people wouldn't want to take your place. Sometimes I feel like Stalin. I've read a lot about dictators like him. He was paranoid about people taking over his throne. They do it in a moment. He knew that. You know, that's one thing. He knew that. Sometimes I feel like that. I can always sense, yes, they want to help me, but they also want to take over. And they're looking at every move. They're sensing how they can get in through my network or ask certain favors where they would have more power. Or if things really get bad and you want to fire them, then they start gossiping to the neighbors to try to bring you down that way. This is the human condition. I don't want to feel like Stalin, but I do feel that way. It's not paranoia. It's reality of the human condition. You have to stay in power, or they get in power and they would wreck everything. Of course you want to stay in power because you know you're doing the right thing. Be circumspect. Stay pure, stay in prayer, because God will maintain kings and queens. It's all about who's superior to who in human society. Dictators always sense invasion and subjugation. Imagine how bad it would be to be on a throne, the king, and they take over and throw you in the dungeon. Now you're just crap, trash. Everybody fears that if they're in power. Look at the people in 1930s when they were rich and suddenly there was a crash and they were jumping out of windows. Not necessarily because they lost their money, but they lost their power in society. Now they were going to be spat on as grasshoppers. It's a very frightening thing. You know, maintaining power is almost more important than getting there. People can get in power, but they crash overnight. You see it all the time in Hollywood. They're meteors. You know, they're suddenly rich and famous, and then they go right down. Maintaining it is the point. And you're maintaining it by understanding human nature and being very careful who you have around you. And firing people if they aren't working out. You've got to. With selfish people, it's all about appearances mixed with disrespect. You must know the signs of disrespect. A lot of people are blind to it. They were used to disrespect in childhood or in previous relationships, so they don't see it. You must pick up on it immediately. The superior man sees the cue, and he knows everything, and he knows it immediately, just like that. It's an instinct, and then the other person's out. That's the way you must be. Don't be dense about people. Be clear about God. He's the lover of your soul. He created everything. He created you. He's your Father in heaven. But not about people. Be clear. See the signs of disrespect? Have psychic attunement to the environment. Know everything and know it immediately. Don't expect deep understanding from these people. It's all superficial. They're looking at the things you have, maybe the way you dress, your environment, your achievements. But don't understand, knowing you in a deep way, maybe your spouse, whatever. Don't project what you know onto them. Understand that they're only looking at what you have. These people do not think deeply. And those who do hang on to them, they're like gems. You're not cold. The only reason they say you're cold is because you avoid jerks. And you see jerks. And you say they're jerks. You're not cold. You're warm. They're cold. Now the phonies in your life who have already hurt you, don't expect them to change. They've hurt you, they're out. They'll bring you down. They will do it again. Don't listen to apologies. They're going to do it again, or it may be something different. They may take care of this avenue, but it'll pop up somewhere else. Where there's disrespect and the inability to know you deeply, it's about maintaining your power, an offense against the dense. This is the last video in this series. You must know the truth about humans and notice it right away, and then eliminate it. All disease is obstruction. All recovery is elimination. All success is attraction. And number 1 obstruction is people. Number 2 obstruction is sin. You falling into your bag to cope with people. And 3, food. Another way of falling into your bag. In my 20s, I lost everything. Lost my parents. Close friends stabbed me in the back. My family betrayed me. Associates robbed me tens of thousands. I just was at the lowest of the low and ended up in a dusty cabin. I lost my grant to people who took my grant ideas and got the money themselves and then kicked me aside. I lost so many things. I was like Job. But you see, this made me tough. I was weak. I lived in a penthouse in my 20s overlooking Balboa Park. I drove a Jaguar. I got a glimpse of what it was like to have great fortune and be on top of the world. But then because of these things happening suddenly, I lost everything. I went bankrupt. I lost the penthouse, lost the Jaguar, lost everything, lost my license, and ended up at the bottom of the barrel. But then I had to crawl back up. God gives you a glimpse of what it would be like to be on top. Then you lose it, and then you have to gain it all on your own. You lose it, but you never forget that vision, and then you gain it back on your own. And now I'm back again. So it was a good thing. You'll never find any true empathy in the superficial. No change. They don't have true empathy. They don't have the ability, especially if they're narcissists. No empathy. They're just looking at what you have. It's, by association, they come up in status. They're associating with you. But if you began to fall down, they would drop you so fast in the fallen hero symptom. And the fallen hero syndrome, he has all kinds of popularities on top. But then when he falls down, they try to kill him. He has his fingers on the ladder trying to hold on, and they cut off his fingers to make him go down faster. That's the fallen hero syndrome. That's what people are like. They're not going to be there on the way down. If you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. They'll never stop grabbing. Believe me, you've got to stay strong all the time and stay aware all the time. Don't start drinking and drugging and falling into your bag, because that's what they're waiting for. The devil is sitting on your shoulder waiting for you to fall into your bag so his gremlins can take over. That's the way it is. Looks like Tobacco Road over there. She's got used appliances out in front, a trash can, a trash bag. She's using the front as a place to put stuff, I guess. But it's so depressing to me to look at that. It's a depressant. And she's on antidepressants. Well, I don't go on antidepressants. I deal with the situation. It looks terrible. It looks like Tobacco Road. What has happened to people? In the 50s, women, even though they didn't have any money, they kept the house immaculate. It was neat. It didn't have a bunch of clutter around. What has happened to people that they can't see this? It should look like a hotel, darn it. I count my blessings now, even the down points, because it brought the real me. When all these great things were happening early, it wasn't me. I was playing a role. I even had a different name. I didn't know who the real me was. I was an image of what I wanted to be. But all these disastrous things that happened to me gave me the real me, the true self, which I found. And insofar as you come to the true self, you come to God. And insofar as you come to God, you come to the true self that He designed. So count it all good, no matter what. Remember, after Job went through everything he did and lost everything, God gave him back double. That's what will happen. All the strength that comes from it will bring you double for your trouble. When you're all done overcoming those horrible disasters, the canyons in your life, now you can attract great people. Now you have true peace. Now God can give you everything. It's just the past is gone forever. Forget it. It's buried at the lowest part of the ocean. God does not remember our sins. It was a disaster, and yet it's all gone. Can you believe it? It's gone from God's memory, and therefore all memory. It may be in our memory, but not in God's. That's the point. When we die, it'll all be gone, all this memory. But it's over. Now you have perfect peace. Now you have prosperity. Now you know that when people come around with their hand out wanting part of it, you can see the phonies from the real. Now you can maintain your power.